Well, I thought I would show my sweet Annie. It's coming up really good. They're over 2 foot tall. And I'm surprised because we've had some heavy winds. But they're all looking good. And the rest of my garden, I don't know. That's okra. I didn't get... That is weed. Not sure what that is. It might be another okra coming up. And my husband planted the cucumbers. I really think he buried the seeds too low. But I've never had trouble with my cucumber seeds coming up. I only have 3, so I'm going to have to get out here today and put some more seeds in the ground. And there's tomatoes. Some are doing real good, some aren't. And that's tomatoes all along there. And my peppers, I don't know. My tam peppers, which are the not real hot peppers, I seem to have 2. That's all I have that lived for some reason. One didn't live there, and there, and that one's a tam. And these here are just the red sweet peppers, like you buy in a bag at the store. I had a bag of those and I planted some seeds and they came up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. But I wanted to show you my sweet Annie. And they're doing good. Well, I'm working on these little tin pans right now that I got at the thrift store while I was in Indiana at the Goodwill. I think that's where I got these. And I've put 1 coat of stuff on there. It didn't cover real good. It is the Dixie Belle Iron Patina. And I'm just going to have to brush this on because I do not have a sprayer. Every time I use a sprayer, it ruins the sprayer. And I'm out of spray bottles. So, I'm just going to have to brush it on. And I need to get a little cup to pour that in. And I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay. I've stirred that up real good because they say it actually has iron in it and it settles to the bottom. So I've stirred that up and I'm going to give this a coat. Doesn't coat it real well, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to be a primitive pie. I've made the pumpkin pie, but I've never done one, I don't think, with cloth that I can recall. So, hunk on that. I'm going to put a coat of this on there, and I don't know how I'm going to get that on there. I really need a sprayer, but I just don't have one. Okay. And that stuff does not want to come off your hands. Let's set that aside, that one. And we'll see what I can come up with. Maybe I'll just sprinkle it on. I don't know. Pour that down in there. I guess I'll just do this. I'm going to have to just let it dry. And it's just running off. I'm going to pat it, and then I'm going to let it dry and see how it turns out. Really don't need the bottom. Let it run back that way. Okay, I'm just going to let that one dry. I'm going to do the other one the same way. It's just got to look old. It's okay. It'll work out. Not that much will show, really. Okay. Move that. And I'm not going to be able to pour that back in there because it has paint in it. Just blotting it on, letting it kind of run down the sides. We'll see how it turns out. I'm going to let it dry. Well, my pans are dry, and I took them out, and I put a clear coat of spray on them so it wouldn't scratch off. And I think they turned out pretty good. I'd rather have this than this color. So now I have just taken, I had coffee dye, just mixed up some warm water and some of my instant coffee and stirred it up. Actually, I added a little coffee to some I already had in the refrigerator. Heated it up a little bit and stirred in some more coffee, so it'll be a little darker. And then I just laid it down on my muslin or my coffee dye fabric and traced around it with a light gray pen. And now I'm cutting this one out. And I've went and found some tags on Etsy. Went down a rabbit hole again. Got some more ideas coming. Or I saw a couple images I really liked and I bought them. I'll have to find a way to use them. I'm really bad at that. But anyways, I bought some images and I've resized them and put them in, I resized them in my Silhouette software, and I printed some tags out for these two. Of course, I'm not going to print just one tag for this and one tag for that. I'm going to do a whole page because I'm doing a print and cut. And I like to, when I send out things, normally I like to send a little freebie in there if I remember. And I tuck a few things in a bag. But anyways, so I cut an extra. It doesn't hurt to have extra. Now I have that done. And I'm going to get some fiberfill, or this is a pillow. I have a bunch of old pillows. Instead of tossing them, I save them for the filling, so I don't have to buy it. I'm trying to get one piece tore off here. I like to kind of fluff it. I don't know how much that I need. I don't think I've ever made one of these pies. Like I said, I remember doing the pumpkin pie, but I don't remember doing just a plain pie. Wonder if that'll be okay, because I want it fluffy. Like, I'll be able to get all that down on there. I might tear just a smidget off. Just a little smidget. And I'll probably want it. Okay, I think that will do. Oh, I hit my table. Now I am going to start just gluing the top on. Trying to keep that out of there, that fiber fill. And I'm just going to continue around Y'all have probably seen other people do these, but I wanted some and I make videos, so I do it. Am I in frame? Yeah. I hope I have that fluffy enough. Almost went all the way around. There. Now, I know one thing. Other people take their strips and their hot glue and they do this. I think I'm just going to get a needle and thread and do a running stitch and like that. I think that will be easier, and then putting it on, I won't have to go through all that. So I'm going to get my needle and thread, and I'll show you what I'm going to start with. And I'll finish it off, or the running stitch off camera, so you don't have to watch me do every little bit of it. Okay, I have my needle threaded, and I'm just going to do a running stitch all the way down this. And then I'll pull it, and it'll ruffle. And I won't have to do all that tucking that I'm not good at. I'm going to finish this up, running this stitch, this run stitch all the way, and I'll be back. Okay, I've done my running stitch, and I've started it right there. And I'm just going to start putting this down on there. And I didn't disconnect my needle yet because I'm kind of spreading my, oh, I got some coming out there, hot glue. I haven't got that on there. But I don't want to go crooked. So I'm doing a little bit at a time, making sure I'm straight. Okay, pull that over there. Get a little more going this time. That way, if I need to kind of spread my stitches out or tighten them, make them closer together, I can. I may have to do another piece. I don't know if this piece is quite long enough. Yeah, I'm going to have just a little tiny piece. So, well, I need to tighten that up some right there. All right, now I'm going to cut that off. It'll be attached with glue. It won't, just got glue going everywhere. Now, I'm going to finish this up by making another little piece to go right in there. I think I might have got my crust a little big. I cut it about 1 inch. That one pulled down in there. Okay, I'm going to just make another little running stitch on another piece of material. Attach it to finish this off here, because it's just not quite enough. I'm lacking about 2 inches. Okay, I was trying to figure out what to do here, and I thought, oh, I'm messing this up. I started out with just some Mod Podge and coffee, and I thought it was too dark, so I added some glue to it. It was still, oh, I got a mess here. Still looking dark. My pie looks funky. So I added a little more water. So I put some in a cup and added quite a bit of water. So I am just going to go over what I've already done with this, because I've already started it and I can't stop. But we'll see how it turns out. And I started that, and I don't want to finish that because I wanted to put some cinnamon and maybe some glitter, clear glitter, to make it look like sugar. I don't know. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to do the edges, and then I just really wanted some dark to make the crust look like it darkened, and it just wasn't looking right. Oh, well, it is what it is. I got another pie to make. Maybe I'll do it different. I don't know if I decide to make another pie. Maybe when it dries, it'll look better. But I'm going to finish going on around this, and then I'll get the middle and see what I'm going to do with it. I almost forgot to turn the camera on. And I'm going to put some glitter, just some glitter, crystal glitter, and a little bit of cinnamon, just a little bit. And then when it dries, I'll turn it over and kind of shake what's not caught in the glue. I'll shake it off. Let's see. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm getting a lot. But I'll shake it off. That kind of went darkened around my edges, but not as dark as I'd like it. So I wonder, let me see here what I got. Because I started out with this stuff, going to darken it, and it just was kind of soaking in and going in places I didn't want it. So that is walnut stain. Let's see if maybe I can go, not too much, just a little. I think that's working. Kind of look like the edges are kind of crusty. I think that's about got it. Now maybe on the creases. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Shake the excess off. And then start decorating it some. And hopefully it looks better. Okay, I have decided that my fluting is too long. So I'm cutting it down. And hopefully it won't look any worse. Yeah, I like that better. It was just too long. That's better. Now, I'm still letting that dry. And I've got to figure out how I'm going to decorate it. Okay, here's where I am so far. I had these from a long time ago. I think when I was making the little tarts with acrylic. Yeah, those turned out really good. They looked real. I had people thinking they were real when they were in my shop and was going to buy them to eat. That's how real they looked. But I made some strawberries and some blueberries, and I had some raisins. I don't know. Oh, I was going to put those on. That reminds me, I have loaves of bread that I done up with the foam, or insulation foam. stuff somewhere, and I was going to make some raisin bread. So I made little raisins. And then I made blueberries, and I found one strawberry in there. So that's what I'm going to use for this. I'm going to make that strawberry. Oh, and I have a little mushroom I made. Had some clay left out, so I just sat and made a little mushroom. Or 4, I don't know, but I keep it in here. Anyways. And then I bought some I bought some images. There was some 4 on a page, and I cut them apart in my Silhouette software and sized it to the size I want. It's farm to table with fresh strawberries on it. And then, I was going to do one of a pie and blueberry, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. And I just downsized them, and then I done a print and cut with my Silhouette. I used my Silhouette 3 because it cuts spot on. And my 5, no matter how much I calibrate it, it seems to be just a smidget off. And you can see that those cut perfectly. And I'll never cut a page. Well, I won't say never, but I don't normally cut a page without filling the whole page in and cutting all of it. So, and then sometimes when I send out orders, I throw in some freebies of certain things, you know, some little wood pieces or maybe some tags or something. I'll throw a little something in usually. That's where those extras will go in a bag, and if I need them for that, I'll have them. But for my strawberry, I got some black here, and I think I'm going to try to go inside the little holes for the black. You know how strawberries have the little seeds in them. Okay, that is good. I'm going to let that set and dry. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Those little cups I got at the thrift store are coming in pretty handy. Now, and of course, there's my tag. And then I went and made a little rag bow, a little material bow, and I got out a rusty star. Pretty sure I'm going to glue that there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put that on there like that, and then figure out where I'm going to put everything else. I think about like that. Boy, that sounds like a pie crust. I don't know that I do any better at making fake or faux pies than I do making real pies. Put that right there. It's glued down on the tag. And I wonder if I shouldn't put like some Mod Podge over that. Give it a little shine and maybe darken it up a little bit. I think I will. I'm going to dry that just a little bit. Make sure those are dry. And then I'm going to cover it with some Mod Podge. And finish putting it together. I'll be back. I got to find a brush. All right. I have it finished. I went ahead and put the Mod Podge on there and glued the little strawberry on. And it turned out all right. I think if I make another one, which I had planned on doing the blueberry, but now I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do it exactly like this. I think I'll make it maybe a cherry or something like that. Anyways, that's going to be another project and not in today's video. I'm going to move on to another item that I got at the thrift store while I was in Indiana. If you remember, if you watched that video, it was a candlelight with a silicone bulb, and the wax on the candle was green, and I didn't care for that. And I'm going to make that one over next. Okay, I pulled this candle out so I could do the wax a little different. You can see it is green, and I'm not sure if this came this way. I'm just not really sure because some of this wax here was melted down on this, so I kind of cleaned it off. But I'm not sure whether I am going to keep that silicone bulb there in that, Or I could even cover it with a little something to darken it up so it's not bright white. Or I've got out one of my silicone dip bulbs. I could put that in there. Or I have a box here. I use these on occasion. I still have quite a few left. It looks like I've used probably 2 or 3 out of it. And it's just a little wax bulb, but it's a cream color. And I ordered these off of Amazon from Creative Hobbies. It's a 10-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've used 4 of them. I've used 4. So I'll probably switch this light out for one of these. After I get it finished and see how it looks, I'll try it. But to start with, I'm going to turn it off and unplug it and take the light out. I need to unplug it. I don't want to stick my finger down in there. Now, I've decided to take this and give it a coat of nutmeg brown because I do want to cover up the green color. I normally like green. I love color green, but I don't think I like this color of green. Well, on the candle anyway. And it looks like I'll probably have to give it 2 coats. I don't know. I'm going to give this a coat of this brown, nutmeg brown, let it dry and see if it needs a second coat. And then we'll go over it probably with some Mod Podge, that coffee Mod Podge mixture I have, and then sprinkle some cinnamon on it. Okay, while I was waiting for this paint to dry, I went ahead and done the blueberry one, and I didn't use the blueberries I had made. These were just some red, I don't know what they were, dried pods of some type that I painted last year, this blue, and I remember I had to mix the blue to try to get it to the blueberry color. So I just used those 2, and this one, I just took the material I had and just went around the edges with this Distress ink and a little sponge, and just went around the edges there, and then I fluted it on. It wasn't as easy as this for me, but I thought I would give it a try, and I didn't put any of the dark Mod Podge like I did on that one on this one. I just put a coat of Mod Podge on there and sprinkled some cinnamon and some glitter, and then put the bow, made a bow and put it on there with some of the Sisal and the little blueberry tag. So I don't know. I think I like this one better, the color, but I'm not really sure. And I did put a button on there instead of a star. So now, this is dry. And I also got out, if you remember, I got 2 boxes of the long candles, little taper candles. I went ahead and put a coat of this paint on them also. And I cut them down because I just didn't like them being that long. So I cut them down some. And now I'm going to, where'd my brush go? Give this a coat of my Mod Podge. And this is lighter because I've put the water in it. It's usually really dark. But I think it's going to work. I'm going to put a quick coat of this on there. Because I want to put some coffee grounds. Regular coffee, used coffee grounds that I dried out. I think it's all the way around now. Sprinkle some on the top. Or put some on the top and then sprinkle coffee on it. All right, set that aside. Get my coffee out. I wonder if I should sprinkle some some instant coffee on it. I'll get it, put just a little bit on it. We have to hurry though. I'd rather have this a little powdery. Okay, I've got, see, it's a good thing I unplugged it because I just stuck my fingers down in there. Okay, maybe some cinnamon. Just a little bit. This doesn't want to sprinkle too well. I think I hear my husband coming. Yep, that's where he's coming.
I'm gonna run down the raise for a little bit.
Alrighty.
Take that fire washer down to him. Thought it was one of your little chickens.
What?
I said, I thought something got one of your little chickens, but it wasn't that.
What?
Something got a turtle dove.
A turtle dove. I wonder.
Yeah, right out there behind the, where the cage, where the birds are in there, feathers all. I said, no,
well, what would have got a turtle dove?
I don't know. Unless it got Roadrunner, but I wouldn't have thought it'd been him. But
Well,
I don't know. Something got him and ate all of him.
Did you go ahead and let the babies
Yeah,
out?
the babies are out.
Ugh. Dad, gummit. Now I'm worried. We put the baby chicks out that were out in the grow out coop. They were getting big. This is the first time we've decided to let them out. It was just a while ago. So I'm going to be walking out there constantly checking on them. I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to let that one dry. And I'm going to try doing one of these. I won't do them all on camera. What did I do with my brush? Oh, there it is. This, I think, I don't have a very long, I should have left that wick a lot longer to hang on to. Ooh, I don't want to scrape too hard because that's pulling it up and then showing the green candle. All right, get another plate. Sprinkle some of this on there. I'll let this dry and see how it looks before I do the other two. Okay, I'm going to let that one dry and that dry. And try to finish those two up. See how they look.
Your party still got part of his rattlers on.
Oh, he's still moving. We got another rattler. And this time he was in the chicken coop. And luckily my husband went out there this time. Not me. Okay, I am kind of patting that dry, or yeah, the dry cinnamon. Going over the side of it. Okay, I think that got all of it. Now, I'll let that dry. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't do, whoa, the same thing with these. But they're not dry yet, so I better let them dry. I probably will do the same thing with the small taper candles. Okay, I have finished it, and I've decided to put the silicone bulb in it that I have bought from Amazon, because this was just a little too much the same color. This is one that I have done. So I'm going to leave this one in there. And I'm probably going to put some rose hips down in here. Maybe some, I don't know. I think I'm going to put rose hips here. And then these here are drying. I'll bundle those together and make a little tag for them and wrap some probably cheesecloth to tie them together and decorate with those.